Week 11 of the National Football League. And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Bengals and the Chargers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Chargers coming out to take over, and it is Justin Herbert at quarterback CD, now in his fifth NFL campaign.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
To about the 33-yard line. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 12 carries, 61 yards.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
Now it's Herbert. That ball caught by the rookie from Georgia. Down to the 10. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Len McConkey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bengals make their way out on offense for the first time, led by their 5th-year quarterback out of LSU, Joe Burrow.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
Quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
They'll cover the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they go play action now. Burrow. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked up by Deion Henry. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down. They'll go again with Dobbins. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 8. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Herbert. And incomplete here to bring up 4th down as the rookie couldn't haul it in.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Bengals offense and Jamar Chase set to take over once more. And as we move deeper into the season, he continues to put up big numbers on a weekly basis. As you see here, he's the NFL's leader in receptions to this point of the year. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned teams down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Burrow will throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
L.A. set to take over again on offense. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. From the 24 now, here's a 2nd down and 6. Here's Herbert. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Joe Burrow back out there for the next Bengal possession. And he's been off target here early on. 2 drives, 2 interceptions. They'll look to snap that streak here as they start 1st and 10. And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And this is what we talk game inside the game. top 5 passing offense versus top 5 passing defense. I wouldn't be surprised defensively if they change up coverages a bit more than usual to try and combat what they expect to see.
From the gun on third down is Burrow. And he is caught. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Burrow on play action. He'll swing this out to Moss. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
That's caught. Andre Yoshibas. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down. Here's Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And Higgins is going to have a Bengals first down as he'll get this down to the 30-yard line. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The numbers a week ago for Chase. 4 catches, 60 yards.
And he's number 6 in the league in receiving yards, and he plays for his team first. But he also, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, if I can get into the top 5, that might affect his bonus in his contract.
Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. And Chase going to pick up a Bengals first down as he's down at the 17-yard line. Burrow looking to pass. Eluding the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And a ball going to be intercepted yet again. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
And this one finds McConkey. His 2nd catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first. And it's 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 34-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Here's Herbert. To the left side, he's got McConkey. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. 2 yards to go, second down.
At the 27-yard line.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins.
And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Charger football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a third down coming up. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They snap it to Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Herbert now. Touchdown, Chargers! Josh Palmer from 6 yards away. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown set to take over once more. And as we check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into the weekend, see a familiar name there near the top of the leaderboard, currently 2nd in that category. He'll dump that one off to Moss, complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now it's Burrow. Able to find Higgins. Now a loose football. The ball comes out and picked up by the Chargers. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number 1, maybe they're not having this deficit. And number 2, maybe they actually have the lead.
Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession.
5 for 5 that last drive.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delayed game.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up second down. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Now it's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 34-yard line. An inside give, Brown. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he'll be close to a first down at the Chargers' 24. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. And they go play action now. Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Oh, that's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
So here are the Chargers to take over. They were losers a week ago to Tennessee, but they're on top right now as they come up here 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
That escapes the sack. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. The Chargers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw here, Herbert. Hard throw, incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
2nd down and 6 now.
From midfield now, Burrow. And that'll be incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in his first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target, able to pick up another first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Brown here.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 10 more there and another 1st down. Off the play fake, here's Burrow.
He'll swing this out to Moss.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. That is incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Flushed out right. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Bengals get a bit closer.
And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Now Cade York for the extra point.
That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And it was T. Higgins who capped the drive with the touchdown reception. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Chargers offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for L.A. 41 yards. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
That's taken in by Palmer.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Now Herbert with it looking to pass. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Herbert back to the air.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is right there. It's good.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was our visitors who were able to walk away with the road victory. The Eagles had run off 9 straight wins to start the year, but a 10th was not in the cards as they fall for the first time. Finally on Monday Night Football, the showdown in the Lone Star State. Texans and Cowboys from AT&T Stadium. The Chargers were led in the first half by their star quarterback, Justin Herbert. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
Over the middle, that's caught by Chase.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Now Burrow. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Davis now to return it. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Charger drive about to get going. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Out of the gun, Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Here is 3rd and 5. Now it's Herbert. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. From the gun, a give to Brown. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Chargers offense back out and ready to go. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Charger drive about to get going. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for L.A. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They defer to Brown to start the drive to the 22-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Here's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Give the pass break up there to Christian Fulton.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chargers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Herbert now. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Throw left side is hauled in by Palmer.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 48-yard line.
On the option right, Herbert.
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
From the 50, here's Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 37. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Herbert running left off the option.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
Sheds off the tackle and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
51 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Over the middle and caught by McConkey. And the Chargers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
It doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal. Dobbins is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Edwards. Touchdown, Chargers.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the fourth quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101? Check that box.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told.
And it was polished off by the Gus Edwards touchdown run.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Burrow will throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And Burrow going to throw again.
Open man is Chase, complete.
And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
2nd and a couple.
Now it's Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins.
And Higgins is going to have a Bengals first down as he's inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Bengals first down.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. Not able to go anywhere that time. Second down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Throwing again, it's Burrow.
Open man is Yoshivas.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion. 3rd and 7 now.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
So after the fourth down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Play action. It's Burrow. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Now a 2nd and 10.
This is Brown going up the middle.
53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow.
Out of his hands quickly to Higgins.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Chase Brown with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into that deficit. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. Another run here with Dobbins.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
Open man right side, that's McConkey.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 4th down.
They're going for it with Dobbins.
And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Bengals will get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Now Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Burrow. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Now Dobbins again on second down. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, first and 10.
And the Chargers, first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
At the 44-yard line.
On the counter now, it's Dobbins. And he's going to be met at about the 43. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
A gain of a yard brings up third and 7.
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Los Angeles, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.